Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Welcome to Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium TOMSY2020. This is a live program brought by University Malaysia Terengganu through Facebook Live, Media Creative, UMT and WebEx application. We have two honourable guests joining us today through WebEx application. Honourable Professor Datuk Dr. Noaini binti Haji Mohtar, Vice Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Terengganu. Our distinguished guest, Mr. Hazrin Hassan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of MISC Services Sdn Bhd. Thank you, Datuk, Vice Chancellor and Mr. Hazrin for being able to join us today. Together with me today, live from Anjung Alumni, Universiti Malaysia Terengganu, is Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazil Muhammad Ahir, Director of Institute of Oceanography and Environment, Universiti Malaysia Terengganu. Welcome, Doctor. And we have Associate Professor Dr. Safullah Arifin Jaaman, Chairman of Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium TOMSY 2020. Welcome, Doctor. UMT Senior Management, Professors, Invited Speakers, Distinguished Guests, Ladies and Gentlemen. First of all, it is my pleasure to be the MC for the Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium TOMSY 2020. My name is Farahillah Ghazali. On behalf of the organizer, Institute of Oceanography and Environment, we wish to extend our warm welcome, selamat datang, and thank you to all participants, guests of honor, delegates, representatives from international and local agencies, universities, and industry. To begin the opening ceremony with blessing, let's hear doa recitation prepared by Al-Fadhil Ustaz Muhammad Zakaria from Pusat Islam Sultan Mahmud UMT.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم يسر لنا أمورنا كلها فإن تيسير كل عسير عليك يسير اللهم مدبر الأحوال ويا محول الأحوال حول أحوالنا إلى أحسن الأحوال. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, praised be to Allah, Lord of the world. Let your blessing and your peace be on your servant and your messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and on his family and his companions. Allahumma ya Allah, on this glorious morning, in conjunction with the opening ceremony of Second Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium, TOMSY 2020, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully, to thank on your infinite favor to us until we can live in peace and harmony to perform our tasks as your servants, Ya Allah. We ask your blessing to make these occasions in success. You are the mercy of the mercious, and you are the Lord of the universe. Give us mercy from your presence, and shape for us right conduct in our plight. We ask you for knowledge, which is beneficial and sustenance, which is good, and deeds which are acceptable. May all participants benefit from this event and brings betterment for the Ummah. Bismillah alladhi la yadurru ma'a ismihi shay'un fil ardi wala fis samai wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Ya Sattar, Ya Alim, Ya Allah, Help us to remember you, to thank you, and to worship you in the best of manners. Forgive us, have mercy upon us, guide us, give us health and grant us sustenance. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the universe. O Allah, we seek of you the means of your mercy, the means of your forgiveness, the protection from all mistakes, the benefits from all virtue, and the freedom from all sins. Ya Allah, the most merciful, here we come in our weakness. In you we place our hope and trust. To you we turn in our time of need. We pray to you with your bless and mercy to leave and end the COVID-19 outbreak, which is threatening the whole country. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا ولا معنا شقيا ولا محروما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for your information, today we have more than 100 participants and also industry experts and professionals joining this symposium. All participants came together here to discuss on various issues and contribution to marine sciences and environment. With the theme of enhancing tropical marine and ocean knowledge for future sustainability, this symposium offers discussion on coastal and shelf seas dynamics, biological oceanography, ocean biochemistry, fisheries oceanography, marine geology and seabed mapping, marine pollution, satellite oceanography, remote sensing and GIS, marine endangered species, marine biology, ocean governance and blue economy. We hope to be able to conclude contribution as in these 2 days conference session to academia, governmental agencies and also for industries. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Saifullah Arifin Jaaman, Chairman of TOMSY2020, to deliver his welcome remark. Welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi and very good morning. Thank you, Madam MC, Dr. Faradila Ghazali, Honorable Professor Datuk Dr. Noraini Haji Mokhtar, Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Terengganu, yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazil Muhammad Ahir, Director of Institute of Oceanography and Environment, University Malaysia Terengganu, yang berusaha our honourable guest, Mr. Hazrin Hassan, Managing Director and CEO of MIC Services Niam Berhad, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I, Saifullah Arifin Jaaman, as Chairman of the Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium, TOMSY2020, I have the honour to welcome you on the behalf of the Organising Committee and Institute of Oceanography and Environment, University Malaysia Terengganu. I would like to extend our utmost gratitude for giving us your full support by participating in this symposium, which is the second after our successful first TOMSY in 2018. I wish to express our satisfaction to the sponsorship of this conference for their engagement and financial assistance. It is therefore gratifying for all sponsors to help in organizing and coordinating this scientific symposium. May I, as one of the senior participants, take the liberty of adding some remark to welcome all delegates. First, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that we have strived and hold this event despite the COVID-19 pandemic. As we observe, since the coronavirus spread worldwide, many scientific conferences scheduled for 2020 have migrated either fully or partially virtual. To adopt this new norm, the organizing committee have also decided the same. Secondly, TOMSY is a great platform that brings scientists from academia and industries, not only from Malaysia, but around the globe, to share and discuss current research and interests in the field of marine sciences in particular. With theme enhancing tropical marine and ocean knowledge for future sustainability, it is hoped that all of us realize the important roles of ocean and its resources contributing to our lives and the ecosystem. Our future generation must be given the same opportunity to live in a healthy environment and to enjoy the ocean and its resources. This is a collective responsibility that we must not betray. With this last remark, I hope this conference will help in expanding the knowledge in marine science and its related fields, and this will contribute immensely in the betterment of the marine environment in line with the Sustainable Development Goal or SDGs. On behalf of INOS and UMT, I would like to thank the organizing committee and those who are indirectly involved with the organization of this symposium. Last but not least, I wish you in the name of TOMSY a successful and enlightening symposium. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saifullah, for the remarkable speech. Next, I'm honoured to invite Honourable Professor Datuk Dr. Noaini binti Haji Muhtar, Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Terengganu, to deliver an officiating speech. Please welcome Datuk. Right, while waiting for Datuk, perhaps I would like to ask some question to our beloved director, okay, Dr. Fazil. Okay, how is what do you think about having a symposium or conference during the pandemic? Because you know that we couldn't have a physical conference like we have before, like previous TOMSY in 2018.
Thank you very much, Dr. Farah. I think it's obviously it's challenging. Nobody have thought that. I think early this year, nobody thought that you can really organize a conference in this kind of manner. I think this is pretty unique. We talk about IR 4.0 quite a lot for the past few years. Doing things in a different way, but we are not ready. But somehow COVID make us becoming ready instantaneously. I think that's something that we need to appreciate. Those changes allow us to move much faster to the fact that IR 4.0 is in front of us. I think we started back in 3 years ago. The whole team in INOS, we started the idea of organizing a conference with a specific niche, so that we can do it continuously. Somehow, this conference that we are having today, showing us how we managed to do that. It's a teamwork. We start the idea of TOMSY back in 2018. I think that the Saifullah is there as well, because there's not much of a kind of conference that focus on from Vietnam, alongside us.
Right. So we already have our Vice Chancellor online. Right. I'm honoured to invite Professor Datuk Dr. Noaini binti Haji Mokhtar, Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Terengganu, to deliver an officiating speech. Please welcome Datuk.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Good morning to all. I'm sorry a little bit of glitch this morning because of the low internet line here.
Datuk, yes.
Forgive me. Can you hear me?
Datuk, can
Yes,
you
we can
please
hear you.
share your video?
That's right. I cannot open the camera, so
Okay. Okay, it's okay. So
okay. I cannot open the camera even though I put it on. Camera is used by other applications, so I think I need the secretariat to open the last slide, the previous one. Because just now the line was cut off, so I'm coming in again.
Okay.
So the camera was actually from the secretariat. Unless you disengage.
Kita continue.
Okay. Never mind. Let me just give my speech.
okay. Right. We wait for you. Datuk? Okay. Right. Let's get back to our guest here in Anjung Alumni. Okay. Datuk, Dr. Saifullah, sorry in advance, Datuk. Alright. Dr. Saifullah, so what is the biggest challenges of having TOMSY 2020 in this era? I mean, pandemic, coronavirus.
Okay, some sort I think it's this coronavirus, of course, it's a pandemic, but at the same time, if you look positively, there are many positive or many beneficial that we can get from here, like what Dr. Fazil was saying just now. Before this, we were quite lacking about using this online application and having discussion or meeting with our colleagues from the other part of the world. Yeah, but by having by having this pandemic now, we come to a situation where we have to learn and we have to use many of these online application that we can now we are using it like for symposium or for a big conference, international conference, which is somehow or rather I found it getting easier to do symposium now, you know, because you can have people from many places. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Doctor. I believe that having online conference is better for environment actually. Right. Right. So, Datuk, okay, can we proceed with your speech? Datuk?
Dia dengan Farah aja.
Alright. While waiting for Datuk again, right? So, what is our next plan, Doctor? For TOMSY 2022.
So we hope that we can meet physically, but obviously this pandemic, some said that it gonna last, you know, for a few years. But inshallah, who knows? Allah knows best. But of course, we plan to have it every 2 years. So I think the third one will be into 2022.
2020.
So we usually do it at the end of the year, during October and November, just before the monsoon. I think for your information, for those who are not in Terengganu now, we are having a very heavy pouring rain outside. It's been raining for almost 2 weeks now.
2 weeks,
But I always say it to my students, and it's quite unique. This year we have a first year student, a first semester, that never been into campus. So I teach them online, and I said to them, there's the biggest things that you couldn't experience in Terengganu is the Terengganu winter. So this is what we're having now. It's Terengganu winter. So again, the next TOMSY, we hope that we're going to have it in back to the normal way. But the most important thing is how we get together with all other scientists into one platform and then sharing our research outputs. I mean, that's interesting.
Right. Okay. So, what I believe that INOS have a strength, in marine science and environment, especially because this is a part of the core business of INOS as high COE, right? So, what latest project, done by INOS?
Yeah.
Could you please
there's
share?
lots of things been happening in INOS. I think which one should I highlight first? But I think the biggest one would be, I think by end of early next year, we are focusing on aligning most of our works under the theme of Ocean Decades. This is under the UNESCO theme that they push the whole global players in oceanography and marine science to focus more on specific ways on conducting research. They plan for related projects, industry-related projects. But the most important thing is we wanted to make sure that these projects will benefit not only the nations but the community, industry partners, and also globally as a whole. So we try to make sure that most of our project will go aligned to the global needs, and of course fulfilling the local needs as well.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Dato', are you online with us?
Yes, I'm
Okay. Please proceed with your speech. We will project your slides from Anjong.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you and good morning. And again, my apologies for this glitch. Just hope that it will run smoothly later on. But I'm so happy to have everyone here today. Distinguished guests, members of UMT top management, esteemed organizers, namely Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazil Muhammad Akhir, the Director of Institute of Oceanography and Environment, UMT, Associate Professor Dr. Saifullah Arifin Ja'man, Chairman of the Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium of INOS. We also have the Honorable guest, Mr. Hazrin Hassan, Managing Director and CEO of MIC Service Sdn Bhd. Invited panel speakers and distinguished guests, academics, researchers, scientists, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank Dr. Farah, the MC and main organizer for this event. Also the team from the media for having this session on virtual. Selamat datang. I wish everyone is safe and well during these challenging times during the pandemic COVID-19. As you discussed just now, I believe this is my greatest pleasure. Despite you cannot see my face, I'm sure the organizer has the screen, the previous screen that I was before. And it is indeed my honor to launch today, 23rd November of 2020, where we have this second Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium, or TOMSY2020, with the theme Enhancing Tropical Marine and Ocean Knowledge for Future Sustainability, that is organized by the Institute of Oceanography and Environment, INOS, UMT. I would recall our very first series, TOMSY 2018, which was held in Hotel Permai, Kuala Terengganu, that was successfully attracted 100 participants, including international from China, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Vietnam. Despite this is a special virtual conference, as I mentioned earlier, TOMSY2020, we bring together an increased number of participants for knowledge sharing, experts, panel speakers, and researchers from the academia, including industry practitioners from Malaysia, China, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and also increased number of foreign participants from very far countries such as Venezuela. Thank you very much and welcome. I would like to welcome also, I saw the picture of Dr. Nagu, our Deputy Secretary General of the Ministry of Environment and Water. Your presence here indeed will enlighten what we are doing here at INOS. So the first TOMSY 2018 had successfully discussed issues on ocean and marine sciences through the oral discourse and poster presentations, and witnessed the signing ceremony of Memorandum of Understanding MOU between UMT and National Marine Data and Information Service NMDIS of China. That was the prelude to the initiation of more research and technical collaboration, especially in marine big data. I believe this year's symposium will enhance further the exchange and sharing of experiences and significant research results about aspects of ocean and marine sciences, especially in the tropical areas. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the nation's commitment under the international laws, treaties, and conventions, especially for the UN law, Convention of the Law of the Sea, including also the Global Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, sustaining a healthy ocean and the protection of the marine environment and its resources, indeed our responsibility. Thus, the theme of this conference, Enhancing Tropical Marine and Ocean Knowledge for Future Sustainability, as reflected in the SDGs, or known as Agenda 2030, especially SDG 14, which underpins the aim to conserve and sustainably use of the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. University Malaysia Terengganu, UMT, as a higher institution of learning with education and research excellence in Malaysia, reaffirm on our policy and strategic mission on oceans of discoveries for global sustainability as our DNA and catalyst towards achieving the UN Ocean Decade of Science 2030. The science we need towards the ocean and future we want. TOMSY 2020 addresses a wide-ranging and very interesting multidisciplinary topics. As mentioned by Dr. Farah, it includes coastal and shelf seas dynamics, biological oceanography, ocean biogeochemistry, marine pollution, marine endangered species, and special plenary address on blue economy from industry perspectives. Our guest speaker is Mr. Hazrin Hassan, CEO of MISC Maritime Services Malaysia. We are also fortunate to have Professor Dr. Zueli Zhang from First Institute of Oceanography, our friend from FIO China, who will give insights to the integrated study of marine megafauna, while Professor Dr. Fridolin Tanggang from UKM Malaysia will talk on El Nino and teleconnection patterns in maritime continent. Apart from professors from INOS, including Professor Dr. Suhaimi Suratman and Professor Zainuddin Bachok, we also have our learned alumni associate professor, Dr. Sukri Haji Sameh, from our partner university, Prince Songkla University, PSU of Thailand. The chosen topics are major impetus for expanding marine scientific research, as well as building the bridges by engaging the stakeholders for delivering impactful outcome and maintaining a sustainable marine ecosystem for equitable benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed to have the privilege of hosting our conference. Despite the spread of coronavirus worldwide, the pandemic has finally pushed everyone, including scientific communities, to embrace the new norm, which is a shift towards online conferences and webinars, application of technologies, digitalization tools, social media. But I suppose it has a hiccup for me today, this morning. We never have done. Believe me, we just hope that this pandemic is a blessing in disguise, where researchers and scientists can communicate more and meet through online meetings while reducing carbon footprint from traveling. I truly believe that participants and attendees may think that virtual meetings are better in certain respects, in which, for example, submitting questions online and analytical surveys may allow more opportunities for queries and exchange of ideas from students, graduate students, and scientists. Although we received some research reports on the positive environment impact of the lockdowns, namely reduced human activities at sea and islands, that was kind to the environment and allowed tropical corals, marine life, and ecosystems to thrive as a whole. On the other hand, as a wake-up call, this coronavirus pandemic could also spark a surge in ocean pollution, which ultimately threatens marine life. As much as 30 million tons of plastic goes into ocean each year, according to 18 estimate by UN Environment. The COVID-19, through the use of disposal masks, PPEs, pose major threats to oceans and marine life by skyrocketing plastic pollution. These masks, for example, often contain plastics such as polypropylene with a lifespan of 450 years. These masks are an ecological time bomb, given their lasting environmental consequences for our environment. The UN Conference on Trade and Development's projection on the adverse effect of pandemic-related marine debris on fisheries, tourism, and maritime transport is approximately 40 billion US dollar annually. Globally, more than 129 billion face masks and 65 billion plastic gloves were used every month. Some studies have indicated that people consume about 5 grams of plastic a week from seafood consumption. Ingesting microplastic could expose consumers to harmful chemicals which lead to multiple health issues. Moreover, face masks could get stuck in corals or remain, among other ways, on the ocean bed, which cause a toxic marine habitat for marine organisms. Hence, what scientists and researchers could do to mitigate this issue? I hope this conference could address the waste management problem, especially in mitigating marine debris, particularly in our region. Therefore, it is very crucial to develop plastic waste disposal technology to cater plastic trash, especially the face mask. Malaysia and our neighbours in particular are in the top ranks in Asia as contributors to marine pollution. For this reason, Malaysia has embarked on campaigns of single-use plastics, no to polystyrene, and our government's commitment is evidenced with the Special Budget 2021, the allocations towards SDG and trust funds, environment, social and governance. Kudos also to CASA. These issues and opportunities should alert us to start and assessing anthropogenic impacts on our ocean treasures, especially the most endangered species, marine mammals, reptiles and sea turtles, for example. Ladies and gentlemen, it is heartbreaking to reveal that some of our beaches have been classified as one of the contaminated areas with microplastics. University Malaysia Terengganu has taken the initiative with a study on the baseline data to determine the distribution rate of microplastic pollution, with 4 selected turtle crossing beaches to represent the turtle cluster to the north and south of Terengganu. Polluted areas will eventually cause problems in the gender determination of the young turtles. If less or no male turtles are produced, we will lose an important iconic species, which is a treasure for the balance of our ecosystem. Sea Turtle Research Unit See-Through of UMT has also been working hard to support the conservation of turtles. We must not allow our hawksbill, olive ridley, and green turtles suffer the same fate as the leatherback. These majestic species are an important part of the habitat, the ecosystem, and the world we all live. With that as an example, I urge scientists to communicate the value of science through discovery and innovations to find solutions for marine debris problem, for example, the emerging issue on microplastics, that is. Indeed, I'm proud to say that as the High Centre of Excellence, the Institute of Oceanography and Environment, INOS, aspires to achieve scientific excellence by providing ocean solutions through scientific research that combines new technologies and innovative approaches. As an institution of higher learning universities, our role in capacity building and co-management through partnerships is becoming more significant during this challenging time. INOS will continue to strive and contribute to the high-level objectives of UNESCO Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, IOC, and the nation that meets the needs of the member states in the region. By doing that, to achieve 2030 Agenda, SDGs, and the overarching goals of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for the Sustainable Development. Towards this goal, it is my pleasure to inform that INOS has again been selected by UNESCO as the Ocean Teacher Global Academy Regional Training Center, OTGA-RTC. This is for the second phase of the project. Through OTGA, INOS will contribute to the implementation of SDG 14 as its central aim. It will do so by developing training packages that will support all member states addressing the challenges of implementing SDG 14, among others, with a special focus on topics such as ocean literacy, ocean acidification and blue carbon, biodiversity, transfer of marine technology, marine spatial planning, use of standards and best practices, and embracing the adaptation for climate change. Our focal person from INOS UMT is the former director, Professor Dr. Aidi Muslim. INOS also participates actively in the International Oceanography and Data and Information Exchange, IODE. This is central. The digitalization era needs the information and data sharing among the member states. For the Ocean Decade project in the IOC Western Pacific, INOS is proposing climate change, impact towards upwelling and ocean productivity in marginal seas. This project will be led by none other than the director, Dr. Fazil Muhammad Akhir himself. We welcome colleagues and friends from member states to support and participate this initiative. Before I end my speech, will all of you believe and agree if I say the impact of the pandemic COVID-19 is not the main issue? Face masks and plastic may not be the real culprit, but the problem lies in us in our attitude for taking things for granted. Attitude is the mind's paintbrush. It can color any situation, including our ecosystem, the ocean particularly. I must say that healthy ocean, healthy people, healthy planet. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, the blue economy is sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improve livelihoods and jobs, while preserving the health of marine and coastal ecosystem. The blue economy encompasses many activities that impact all of us and underpins the close linkages between the ocean, climate change, and the well-being of the people. It provides for the protection and development of more intangible blue resources, such as traditional ways of life, carbon sequestration, and coastal resilience. Thus, I hope all participants could immensely benefit translating scientific knowledge and insights to society via the sharing session from the industry perspective later by Mr. Hazrin Hassan. I anticipate that all participants and attendees will gain rewarding experience from all the findings presented during the conference. My deepest gratitude to all who are willing to share their experiences and research findings for our common benefits. My special thanks to organizers, speakers, and participants. Should there be a sequel to this series of events, I would like to welcome all of you delegates again for more knowledge sharing and solidify our fraternity. Finally, let us all work together to preserve our marine ecosystem for future generations while simultaneously creating good synergy between academia, industry, government, and society, and enhance our international networking. Coincidentally, Malaysia is now hosting APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Kuala Lumpur beginning 20th November 2020, resulting in Kuala Lumpur Declaration, thus promoting regional and international cooperation in sustainability. By improving governance, we just hope that we have a brighter future. Congratulations to all the working committee members of the Second Tropical Ocean and Marine Science International Symposium, TOMSY 2020, for their tireless, tremendous team effort in making this event a reality. Before I end my speech today, I will leave three questions for you. Are you game with me? Can I have the first question here? How will human pressures on the seascape shift and change affect the ocean? Question number 2. How will marine ecosystem adapt and respond to the problems related to microplastics and marine debris, and to what extent is mitigation possible? I think they show on the screen so that you can find the questions. And the third question, what can we do as advocates, marine scientists, and researchers to help our ocean? Okay, 3 questions for you. Lastly, thank you all for your presence and participation and commitment to stay tuned. Enjoy the deliberation during these 2 days. Indeed, you are the very important part of the conference success. With blessings from Allah, it is my great honor and pleasure to officiate the Second Tropical Ocean and Marine Sciences International Symposium, TOMSY 2020. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Datuk. Right. So Ladies and gentlemen, to honor the introduction of our keynote speaker, Mr. Hazrin Hassan, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazil Muhammad Ahir to share some biography of our speaker. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and good morning. Assalamualaikum, Mr. Hazrin Hassan, how are you? Can you hear me?
Waalaikumsalam, Doctor. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I hope you guys can hear me as well.
Yes. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. Allow me to introduce you to the audience. Mr. Hazrin Hassan is a Managing Director and CEO of MISC Maritime Services Sdn Bhd, MMS. He was appointed as Managing Director and CEO of MMS on the 1st of April 2018. Prior to his current appointment, he was the head of ship operations and contract management in MISC Berhad LNG Business Division since 2015. Mr. Hazrin was a MISC scholar who graduated from South Tyneside College, United Kingdom in marine engineering, and he is a certified chief engineer from Maritime and Coast Guard Agency, MCA, United Kingdom. So in 2010, Mr. Hazrin successfully completed the Senior Management Development Program at INSEAD. So he's one of the MISC's earliest homegrown talent with more than 36 years of diverse experience in his illustrious and successful career at sea and shore. He started his journey with MISC at an early age as an engine cadet in 1984 and had sailed on various types of MISC LNG vessels. So he rose to the rank of chief engineer in 1999 and made a remarkable finish for his career at sea at the end of 2003. In 2004, he was transferred to serve ashore and has since held various positions in MISC, which includes managerial roles in Fleet Management Services, FMS, and the Human Resource Function in FMS. He is also a board member of MMS Group and a chairman of Sungai Udang Port Sdn Bhd. He is also the vice chairman of Malaysia Ship Owners Association, MASA. So we are very proud to have you as our keynote speaker for TOMSY 2020. So I hand it over to you, Mr. Hazrin, for this opening keynote speech.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. I believe you guys have lost the video from me again. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Mr. Hazrin, we will first play the video and then you can continue with your speech.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, what I'm trying to say is I think you lost the video from my side. So similar as what the is experiencing just now, I guess.
Okay, Mr. Azrin, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor, for the very kind introduction. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Yang berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Aini Haji Mokhtar, Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Terengganu, academicians, scientists, researchers, and research scholars, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, once again, sound check, okay?
Yes, perfect.
Right. Welcome to the second Tropical Ocean Marine Science International Symposium. My sincere appreciation to the Institute of Oceanography and Environment, INOS, University of Malaysia Terengganu, for inviting me to deliver a keynote speech for this year's symposium. It is a great honor for me indeed. We are here because of our passion in promoting harmony for the ocean and nature to ensure a sustainable and prosperous future for all mankind. The health of the ocean is closely tied to our own health and the planet health as well. For many decades, many changes and challenges have been taking place, and these have left a significant impact to ocean health. In addressing these issues, we must always have the end goal in mind, which is to sustain the ocean and all elements of our planet's ecosystem for our future generation. My personal view, which you might agree to, is that there is definitely more that can be done collectively to harness the energy of greater progress in leading the way and inspiring those around us to preserve ocean health for our future generation. It is a huge mandate. In this calling lies a greater purpose for Mother Earth and mankind. As we know, when oceans are healthy, they are one of the greatest natural resources we have that can affect every aspect of our life. I commend University of Malaysia Terengganu UMT and the community of academicians, scientists, researchers, research scholars for walking the talk in advancing a progressive agenda in marine science to protect our oceans and the sustainability of all species of marine life. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's not easy to organize and gather everyone during this unprecedented time that we are all in now. As we all know, in a blink of an eye, COVID-19 has caught the world firmly in its grip. Day by day, this global crisis is impacting every nation and individual, notwithstanding the fact that this pandemic has brought about massive uncertainties over economy, employment, and of course, physical and mental health of all global citizens. I would like to bring your attention on a report released by UNESCO in April 2020. This report shows that the oceans can be an ally against COVID-19. Because why? Bacteria found in the depth of the oceans are used to carry out rapid testing to detect the presence of COVID-19. And the diversity of the species found in the ocean offers great promise for pharmaceuticals. Another report by the United Nations Economic and Social Commission of Asia and the Pacific suggests that the temporary shutdown of activities as well as reduced human mobility and resource demand due to the COVID-19 pandemic may provide marine environments with the much needed breathing space for them to restart and recover. The pandemic has left the oceans time to revive its health, which also brings us to a point in our life to reflect on the years of damage mankind has caused to the ocean, which is our lifeline of the present and the future world. You would have heard many ocean conservation efforts and crucial ocean sustainability conferences or marine conservation conferences that were planned for this year around the globe have been postponed. I'm glad that the global spread did not dampen the spirit of University of Malaysia Terengganu in advancing its course towards the sustainability of the ocean. My sincere appreciation to the academicians, scientists, researchers, and research scholars for your wonderful effort and unwavering commitments toward protecting oceans and marine life, despite the challenges that we are facing now. You can tell from the theme and the agenda, this symposium delivers topics that are of great interest and increasing concern for all of us. Undoubtedly, this is going to be a good platform for us to gain invaluable information, exchange ideas, share different perspectives on issues, work on scientific solutions to preserve ocean health. Get ready to immerse yourself with the ocean of knowledge and insight of our leading professionals sharing their experiences and research results on various aspects of ocean and marine science, especially in the tropical area. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me, who is not fascinated with the beauty of the ocean? Who doesn't love clean sandy beaches, the wave ripples, and the lovely sea breeze? My love for the ocean started blooming when I was a young kid. In fact, I learned to appreciate the vast exposure of the oceans from my parents. I further explored the greater joy of oceans when I joined MISC in 1984 and started sailing across the seven seas during my career at sea. Even after I assumed the responsibility as the MD and CEO of MIC Maritime Services Sunjaya and Berhad, the passion and care that I have for oceans only grew deeper and stronger. The adventurous side in me and the deep love that I have for the ocean made me to try my hand on scuba diving. Each time I take a dive, I see many alluring perspectives that Mother Nature has for us. At the same time, it is devastating to see how the marine ecosystem has been affected by pollution that are mostly caused by human activities. There's always something primal and natural about the relationship that we have with the ocean. However, there are people who often misconstrue this special connection, resulting in conflicting purposes and ambiguous interpretation. This conflict mainly revolves around the desire to make profits from the sea, particularly through emerging industrial development against environmental sustainability and the well-being of the community. However, many do not seem to realize that while they misuse and exploit ocean reserve, these treasure resources are suffering from the effect of pollution, overfishing, acidification, and a lot more. Every day, we can clearly see the oceans are getting sick and insecure. If you talk to a seafarer, fisherman, or people who live near the coastline, they will all express one thing in common. They have never seen such a huge tidal wave, big water sprouts, and strong storm. It is a wake-up call for all of us to start paying more attention to what we are doing to the oceans and its marine ecosystem. We must collectively pave the way and take our lead positions to make the change happen. Being in the marine industry for over 30 years, I could see there is a significant growth of marine environmental awareness, especially among industry giants and stakeholders on how the business should be conducted. This shows that many have understood the need to improve the health of the marine environment and undertake necessary conservation. This consciousness will help determine the most effective and efficient ways to meet the needs of the present and future generation without jeopardizing natural resources. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 months ago, when I was invited to deliver this keynote address, I asked myself, what should I say, which might be beneficial for all of you to take forward in the many conversations that you will have during this symposium. And I felt perhaps it might be a good opportunity to talk briefly about the blue economy. Blue economy, a concept that has been getting international attention since it was first coined during the 2012 United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. When you ask Mr. Google the definition of blue economy, I was given many types of definition, but the one I like most was shared at the World Ocean Summit in 2015, which goes like this. Blue economy is a sustainable ocean economy that emerges when economic activity is in balance with the long-term capacity of ocean ecosystem to support the activity and remain resilient and
Mr. Hazrin, can you hear me? We lost you for a bit. I hope we can get you back in.
Boleh communicate dengan officers dia.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Hazrin. I'm sorry to other participant. We will wait for a while. There must be some problem that we are having. I mean that's normal for this kind of program. Even when you have a physical program, sometimes you lost your sound system and things like that. So moreover, virtual program like this. But I hope we can get Mr. Hazrin back in a few minutes, or hopefully a few seconds. Do you? So we actually we have a few interesting videos from. We have few videos from, but anyway, this topic is quite interesting. Maybe we can talk a bit, Saifullah, about blue economy. I think because you're working more on biology, is there any interesting topics that you might relate to how your field in biology can fit into this global agenda of blue economy?
Well, one of the things that we always sort of like we thought that could be beneficial for the marine endangered species program, especially, is some of the species they have some priority, or they have some how to say it, they have some value on the ecotourism industry.
Okay. Yep.
But even we want to project that as something that is valuable for the tourism. But some species they are that we cannot promote them for that kind
because
of
the
purpose.
yes.
Yes.
Because of endangered species kind.
Yes.
Of
And it is good to say that some of these multinational company, this big company, such as like MIC, Petronas, they are actually very keen in doing that kind of conservation for these marine endangered species. And we thank them very much.
I think the ecotourism industry is part of huge components of blue economy.
Yes.
Because it should be a balance between promoting for tourism and also for education.
Yes.
I think that's the big thing in blue economy, because we not only some people say that we try to use this kind of endangered species as a tools for you to get income, but actually it is a very useful mechanism of promoting I think awareness to lots of people about how important to make sure that this kind of species is always there. Okay, Mr. Hazrin, are you there? Mr. Hazrin, can you hear me? I hope you Can you unmute your screen? Because we see that it's muted. Okay, it's okay. So we wait for a while. I think this is challenging. Not only challenging because of the the system, but also when I ask question suddenly to Dr. Saifullah, it's challenging as well to answer.
It is. Because one.
Okay. So for your information, behind our backdrop is lots of people that trying to make sure that everything's alright. So this is I just want to highlight manage to engage with industry, to get involved with the efforts for public advocacy, works on sea turtles, endangered species. So this is one of the effort that I think we really appreciate the involvement of the industry. On one hand, on the other hand, we also find it very interesting because actually industry are waiting for this kind of efforts to be presented to them, and then once the idea being being presented, I think lots of industry actually very much interested to get involved with works in environment, for especially for MMS. So I think this year MMS contributed quite significant to see through to help us enhance our volunteer programs. I think for your information, C2 have been running volunteer programs for I think more than 10 years.
More than that.
More than 10 years. So we have our own sanctuary penyu in Cagar Hutang, which is in Pulau Redang. It's a very special place because not anybody can just go there, because it's only specific person can go.
It's a sanctuary
with special permission from Dr. Uzi. Okay, I think Mr. Hazrin is back with us. Sorry, I think Mr. Hazrin for the interruption, but anyway, it's good to get you back. So please continue, Mr. Hazrin.
Okay. I hope everybody can see me or can hear me now. Sorry about the glitch. I guess our economy not helping me on this part. Can everybody hear me?
So it sounds perfect.
Okay, all right. Because I think what most likely I need to off the video, I guess, because the streaming may be causing the interference. But I mean, if you guys can hear me clearly, then I will just continue with my speech. Yeah.
Yes, the audio is good for now.
Okay, all right. So I think I was disconnect somewhere around when I talk about the initial blue oceans just now. So in our globalized world, 90% of world trade is seaborne. Millions of jobs and livelihoods depends on our oceans. The oceans cover more than 70% of Earth's surface. For this reason, it really makes sense why oceans are becoming a vital contributor to the global economy and have become increasingly valuable now than ever before. Hence, the blue economy has been defined as a new global frontier with an enormous potential to generate wealth, encourage trade, create economic growth, and most importantly, transform life. It is a concept generally understood to be a long-term strategy aimed at supporting sustainable and equitable economic growth through ocean-related sectors and activities. It is not relevant to one country or an economy, but to all countries across the world, and it can be applied on various scales from local to global. Since its launch, many countries and coastal communities are inspired to use ocean-based resources sustainably without threatening the health of the oceans and its ecosystem. Many organizations whose businesses are dependent on seas are also following the blue economy. I will share with you a little more information on this later. I'm confident to say The marine-related industries are now concentrating and adapting to this new sustainable economic development to further generate employment and business opportunities, and at the same time promote entrepreneurship while preserving the quality of the oceans. Hence, the blue economy is finally receiving the attention it deserves as a way forward to find the right balance between our economic pursuits and the protection of our resources and nature. Globally, the ocean economy is the seventh largest economy in the world based on GDP. Ocean-based industries have been conservatively estimated to be at 3.5 to 7% of world gross domestic product, a value that was predicted to double by 2030. Since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the current global economic prospect look less favorable as the resulting economic crisis has dramatically disrupted life, communities, economies worldwide. But with the blue economy, we have a unique and powerful opportunity to make our oceans part of a long-term sustainable recovery. We can look into opportunities to firstly harness renewable energy, water, that leads to efficiency and reliability while reducing environmental impact and costs, create healthy oceans and seas which contribute to inclusiveness and poverty reductions through the creation of multiple jobs, protect coastal communities from the impact of climate change, tackle marine litter and oceans populations that are stumbling blocks to marine life and ocean conservation. To get things going, I believe the importance of cooperation and good relations from multiple parties have never been so crucial than today. At national, regional, and global levels, continuous engagement with the relevant parties should be aggressively promoted so that policies, incentives, and comprehensive framework can be established to better manage the ocean resources and its commercial activities. Our shared challenge would be to form seamless partnership and processes across the borders, across the region, and across the industries so that we and the world can reap the benefits of this mutual success. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the increasing carbon dioxide and other greenhouse emissions from human activities have been excessively impacting the ocean. It makes the ocean more acidic. As a result, many marine species and ecosystems are becoming increasingly vulnerable. Ocean acidifications reduces the ability of marine organisms such as coral, plankton, and shellfish to build their shells and skeletal structure. This also exacerbates existing psychological stresses such as impeded respirations and reproduction, and reduces growth and survival rates during the early life stages of some species. The blue economy has also created opportunities for organizations in adapting more environmentally sustainable practices while focusing on new and innovative products and solutions in promoting and restoring ocean health. For us at MIC Group, our environmental sustainability practices are both a philosophy and a culture. It grounded on the belief that we need to perpetuate our existence, as we know that we need to ensure that this world continues to be a livable and harmonious place for generations to come. When applying this philosophy to MIC as a group, and from the business perspective, it means leaving the global maritime space in a healthier state for the next generation. We are actively pursuing initiatives to achieve a reduction in our carbon footprint and key emissions and waste, in which we explore the viability of low emission solutions for positive long-term environmental impact. A case for an example that I would like to cite here is about one of the group subsidiary companies that have started to build and own petroleum tankers that are powered by liquefied natural gas or LNG as a marine fuel. The new greener petroleum tankers are expected to emit almost 100% less sulfur, cut emission of nitrogen oxide by 85%, and reduce carbon dioxide emission by 20%. At present, the shipping industry is overwhelmingly reliant on carbon-rich fuels such as heavy fuels and diesel. Currently, LNG fuel is considered the most viable transition fuel for the shipping industry as we continue to look for an alternative fuels for zero carbon emission vessels by 2030. In 2019, MISC embarked on a group development project with various strategic partners within the value chain to build an ammonia fuel tanker in line with the aspiration of decarbonized future. The alliance was motivated by united belief that collaborations among industry leaders are imperative to meet the IMO 2050 greenhouse gas emission target, which requires commercially viable deep sea zero emission vessels to be operational by 2030. Ammonia represents one of the routes to achieving zero carbon emitting vessels. MISC is also a member of Getting to Zero Coalition, which is a partnership between the Global Maritime Forum, the Friends of Ocean, and the World Economic Forum. The coalition is a powerful global alliance of more than 70 public and private organizations that are committed to developing zero-emission vessels by 2030 and leading the push for international shipping decarbonization in line with IMO aspiration. We dedicatedly spend a considerable amount of time and effort to make this aspiration a reality. The other aspect that we actively promote is the circular economy, which covers 4R, refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle, and also ship recycling as well as greater renewable resource utilization. We are proud to say that early this year, we have launched our biodiversity conservation flagship initiative, Heart of the Ocean, specifically crafted on the theme of clean oceans and marine life conservation. We know loss of biodiversity has also been very drastic lately and gaining worldwide emphasis as global policymakers, scientists, business, and community leaders call for the conservation of biodiversity towards a sustainable future. Our Heart of the Ocean comprises two key programs. One which I'm proud of is UMT MMS Sea Turtle Conservation Program, and another is the Marine Biodiversity Conservation Flagship Program. The Marine Biodiversity Conservation Flagship Program focuses on the coral reef conservation and sustainable management of the reef on the Mersing Island. And as all of you know, the UMT MMS Sea Turtle Conservation Programs revolve around protecting and preserving sea turtles on Redang Island. Both marine projects play vital roles in maintaining the health of the ocean around Malaysia and ensuring sustainability of the ocean and the preservation of marine biodiversity as outlined in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal or SDGs goal number 14, which is life below water. For MMS, with our passion and commitment in promoting the well-being of marine life, we embark on the conservation and protection of sea turtles as our primary focus in Cagar Hutang, Redang Island, Terengganu here in Malaysia. We are proud to partner with UMTC True that has strong partnerships with relevant governmental bodies, NGOs, and research institutions from around the globe that share the same passion for sea turtle conservation. For the next 5 years, with UMTC True, MMS aims to further promote UMTC True Sustainable Center of Excellence or COE locally and globally, and other activities which are expected to increase the number of turtle landings in the state. One interesting element in the program is employee volunteerism. We encourage employees to participate in a host of activities to gain hands-on experience and at the same time to understand the sea turtle nesting process. We believe by doing so, it gives them a greater sense of responsibility and appreciations toward oceans and marine life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to share with you our journey in conserving and protecting the marine ecosystem. Please enjoy this video. You play the video, please.
At MISC, we have been moving energy for decades. The world's ocean is our home. Our hearts will always belong to the oceans. But regrettably, our oceans are increasingly under threat. There is a dire need for intervention with sustainability at its core.
MIC, our very existence, we draw our economic sustenance from the seas. Therefore, it is our duty as well to preserve it. What we take, what we draw, we will give back. We must be passionate about preserving the ecosystem called the oceans. And we must contribute with our hands. The mind, the heart, with our hands towards keeping our seas clear of the ocean.
Our commitment to build a better world has led us to initiate the MISC Biodiversity Conservation Program. We are passionate about our marine environment. Together, we believe we can revitalize our oceans.
As one of the marine companies in this region, MMS understands that the rapid growth of marine industrial sector has severely impacted the marine life. Environmental CSR initiatives play a key role for a corporation like us to contribute to the positive impact of climate change and well-being of marine ecosystem. We are committed in materializing our sustainability initiative in protecting and conserving the marine life. I hope all of you enjoy the video.
Interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, MIC Maritime Services is relatively a new member of MIC Group with a young and dynamic team. Though we are young, our dreams are big when it comes to ocean sustainability. We are committed to continue our role in protecting the oceans and the ecosystem for the benefits of all. Just like all of you gathered here at MMS, we too have an aspiration to further widen our environmental footprint by adopting responsible and sustainable maritime practices in ensuring safe, secure, and efficient shipping for the greater goods of ocean health. To fulfill this aspiration and achieve a sustainable blue economy concept, MMS has been progressively adopting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, in particular, Goal 14, Life Below Water, Goal 17, Partnership for the Goals, and Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. We are very clear that the activities to realize the SDGs are consistent with the company's values in managing and protecting the marine ecosystem for further pollution. In that sequence, we have implemented digitalization, green technologies, and innovation into our business services, especially on port and terminals operation, ensure the health and resilience of marine biodiversity and ecosystem by monitoring and managing our environmental impact while maintaining our service quality and business continuity to our clients, collaborated with institutions, NGOs, and local communities to protect the ocean and marine life through the CSR programs that we have conducted, firmly dedicated ourselves in a series of engagement with our stakeholders and encourage them to operate within the safe operating space for biodiversity. Most importantly, we are always being transparent about ocean care initiative to assure the public and our stakeholders know the firm stand that we take. Stakeholders know the firm stand that we take in our sustainable business practices. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not going to be an easy path when we facilitate an agenda that actively promotes the blue economy. It comes with a fair share of challenges. Among those, the biggest one is acceptance and implementation of new sustainable solutions. The second one is a lack of human capital investment to foster innovative solutions for the future. Finally, the evident gap seems in terms of collaborations among economies, regions, society, public sectors, and private industries. In nurturing a thriving blue economy, the world needs people who inspire, engage, innovate, and above all, who lead with determination and most importantly, with the purpose of sustainable livelihood. We cannot be doing the same thing and expecting different results. I want to share with you a quote that Albert Einstein once said. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. We are human and succumb to routines in our life. For many of us, it is challenging to try different approaches to the problems in our life. What Albert Einstein said holds the truth. If you want different results, we must try different ways. The things we did yesterday have brought us to the life where we have today. If we want something different for tomorrow, we can't sit still. We must do something different today. I do hope that the learnings and outcome that we will gain from this symposium will equip you with the needed knowledge, capabilities, confidence, and inspirations to make the difference. It is truly up to us to decide how we are going to make things happen for a long-lasting impact which tremendously benefit the communities and the world at large. Think of the difference and impact that you can start making today so we can sustain the world as a better place for the next generation than when we inherit it. I wish everyone a productive and a meaningful symposium again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hazrin, for the very illuminating speech. I think we learned quite a lot today about blue economy and how the commitment of our industry partners into the contributing back to the society, especially to the science of that.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right. But of course, I also wanted to highlight, I think this is very important things that I should highlight, that the commitment and the collaboration between the industry, especially the MMS with INOS and see-through, our Sea Turtle Research Unit, especially on the program of volunteer programs. I think we hope that it will increase tremendously. I think the output and the impact of the programs towards the community. We try our best to give back, not only providing the best to the science of the oceans, but giving back to the society in terms of knowledge, and also in terms of capacity building, knowledge sharing, so that only true knowledge, we believe that it can will make a difference, because otherwise, people will keep saying that we're having problem with our ocean, but we don't have the knowledge to provide the solution. I think the commitment of MMS, combined with the expertise that we have in our institute, I think those combination will be huge. We can provide a huge impact towards building up the science we need for the ocean that we want for our future. So thank you very much, Mr. Hazrin, for the.
I fully agree with you, Doctor.
Yeah.
I think these collaborations that we had between MMS and UMP on this Sea Turtle Conservation Program have a tremendous impact to not only to us in MMS but to MIC Group as a whole. I mean, we have had various our internal within the group session in terms of educating and imparting the important or understanding about the sea turtles within the group, which we get a very, very encouraging feedback and participants from all. I think importantly, these collaborations also have given us, the MMS, the opportunity to understand more of what needs to be done in terms of conservation of the sea turtles. And everyone in MMS are so excited about the program. It's so unfortunate that because of the COVID-19 that we are not able to send more volunteers from MMS to the island, to Cagautang. But from those that attended the session, when they came back, they shared their experience very, very passionately. And it seems now in MMS, they can just talk about turtles,
Yeah. I mean, you can see from the video how excited they are, when they are holding those hatchlings. It's very interesting. But I think it will not be complete. Orang Melayu kata tak sempurna program. Kalau kita nak ada satu soalan. I think we have one question.
Sure, boleh.
We're running out of time, but we really need at least give you I think we get from the audience and our participant one question. I hope you can answer this. The Shipping Emission International Maritime Organization (IMO) has mandated that shipping emission be reduced by 50% by 2020 or 2050, if I'm not 2050. With current challenge to recover the business, how do you see the progress so far in the industry?
Okay, there is two requirements by the IMO. One is the IMO 2030 and one is IMO 2050. But the IMO 2030 is there targeted about 40 to 70% reduction from the data of 2008. And then for the IMO 2050 is more in terms of how they can reduce 50% in terms of carbon emission. I think for the industry to achieve the target of IMO 2050, we need to put a deep sea zero emission vessels in service by 2030. meaning we only have 10 more years to go. Because, I mean, for us to get that 50% reduction in 2050, the deep sea zero emission vessels must be in service by 2030. So I guess the industry itself are very, very proactive in terms of looking on other alternative fuels, just not only fossil fuel. So in as I mentioned earlier in my speech, let's say for example, like MISC, we are collaborating with our partners, alliance, in terms of developing ammonia as a fuel to propel our future vessels. But ammonia is not the only potential fuel that are available in terms of zero carbon emissions. There is an industry or some of shipping company also trying to develop or looking into, of course, into a hydrogen fuel. And there is a lot of green energy such as solar and also solar, wind power and things like that. Yes, I think currently with the current economy that have caused a lot of difficulties to many industry, especially the shipping industry. And yet we still have to comply in terms of the IMO requirement. So this is when the collaboration is very, very important. Yeah, it's very difficult for everybody in terms of the business, but I believe if we all collaborate, we partner with each other, we support each other, surely we can develop a zero decarbonization future fuel that can be used for the future. But as I mentioned earlier, for us to achieve the IMO 2050 requirement, which is 50% reduction, we need to put the deep sea zero emission vessels by 2030. I think the progress is very, very good. We believe that by 2030, there will be some new technologies and new alternative fuel that will be that will propel the vessels throughout the sea, inshallah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Azrin. I think that's a great answer. But listening to those answers, because we are not part of the industry, we don't know how industry react to this kind of efforts. So I think very good information that we get today. Thank you very much again, Mr. Azrin. We hope to see you again in the future with our future collaboration, hopefully. And then I think we have lots of program running afterwards with lots of parallel sessions. I will hand the program back to Dr. Farah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hazrin.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Thank you, Mr. Hazrin and Dr. Fazil. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of opening ceremony. I'm thankful to all guests and event. We will come back with a plenary talks by 5 invited speakers and prioritization of conference through the assigned links provided in our official emails and website. And all plenary talks are open to public. As for today, we were having Prof. Zhang from FIOO China and Prof. Federlin from UKM. And on Tuesday, we will have Prof. Shukri from PSU Thailand, Prof. Zainuddin and Prof. Suhaimi from UMT. Once again, thank you. Have a great symposium, everyone. And wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.